Town of Morristown, do hereby state that it is 7:03 p.m. on Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, and that this reorganization meeting is being held in Council Chambers, 200 South Street, Morristown, New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided according to law by written notice to the Morristown Daily Record, the official newspaper of the town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago. Notice was also posted on the bulletin board at Town Hall and filed with the office of the town clerk of the town of Morristown. I do further state that I shall enter into the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was furnished as particularly described by me in this public announcement. First, I just want to say welcome to members of the public who joined us tonight. Thank you so much for coming out on this very cold evening when I'm sure we'd all rather be home on the sofa. But I'm glad you're here. We did not have a local election in 2024, so we have the same old crew for one more year, which I'm really looking forward to working with all of you for another year. We do have some exciting things coming up in 2025, which I'm sure Mayor Doherty will speak more about. And I'm looking forward to, like I said, working with the council, administration, and members of the public in this coming year. I hope it's a really good one for all of us. With that, I would ask, please, for a moment of silence. And if you would please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, to kick off the new year, I would ask for a nomination for Council President for the year 2025.
I'd like to nominate Councilman Nathan Umbriak. He did a very good, great job last year, and I think we need him this year again.
Hear, hear.
Thank you.
And Councilman Iannacone, would you like to second?
I'm not going to give a speech, but yes.
Okay, on the nomination of Councilman Nathan Umbriak for Council President for the year 2025, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay. Yes. Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
And Councilman Umbriak.
Yes.
Excellent. Council President, I'm sorry, yes, Council President now, if you would kindly step up to the front with me for your oath of office.
Thank you. Come on, kiddos.
You want to come around to this side and watch out for the cord? Okay, you're going to left or your
Everybody.
Everybody, all hands on deck, as they
All
say.
hands on deck. Everybody's got it?
First, place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and kindly repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Nathan Umbriak,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
and to the governments
established in the United States
and established in the United States
and in this state
under
the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly
perform all the duties of the office of President of the Town Council for the year 2025 in the town of Morristown to the best of my ability, so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Okay. And now I would please ask for a nomination for the Vice President of the Town Council for the year 2025.
I'd like to nominate Pastor David Silva.
Second. Okay. On the election of Pastor David Silva for Council Vice President for the year 2025, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polipchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes?
And Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Council President, if you would please step up to the microphone with me.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. All right, kids.
Kids have important jobs tonight.
You want to place your left hand on the Bible? Raise your right hand and please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, David Silva,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully
impartially,
Impartially
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Vice President
of the office of Vice President
of the Town Council for the year 2025
of the Town Council for the year 2025
in the town of Morristown,
in the beautiful town of Morristown,
to the best of my
to the best
ability.
of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Yes.
With that, I will now take a roll call. Councilwoman Foster? Here. Councilman Iannacone?
Here.
Councilwoman Lindsay? Here. Councilman Polypchuk?
Here.
Councilman Russo?
Here.
Councilman Silva?
Present.
Council President Umbreak?
Here.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Mayor, you're up for the mayor's address.
10 Wetmore Avenue.
Nice and quick.
Yeah, that's a good joke.
Oh, I just got. He said yes.
Oh, the address is his address.
Address.
That's a good thing. First, let me welcome Deputy Director Stephen Shaw from our Morris County Commissioner Board. Give him a round of applause. Thank you for the time to come out to our reorg meeting. We did get some notices. The clerk got notices that some of our senators wanted to come, but we appreciate our county government coming to support. Yep.
There you go.
Our town reorg. We really appreciate it, and they had a very good reorganization meeting themselves Friday night. So we look forward to working with the county commissioners and our county government, since this is the county seat, not to put Steve on the hot seat, but we also work well together with the Whippany River issues and flooding, and we appreciate his leadership and what he brings to our county. Before I start, why don't we just take a moment of silence and remember President Carter. Thank you. I mean, one thing we can say about, and a lot of you people were either babies or not here when President Carter, I do remember those years of odd and even license plates and gas crunch and hostages and things like that. But what he accomplished after his presidency is something we could always try to attain to. It's amazing what he accomplished over his lifetime, and he really was instrumental in leadership and what you can really look to to want to be as you grow up and what you can give to this world. So, and before I forget, let me thank my wife who's here, because if I don't do that and I forget it after my speech, I'll hear it when I get, no, I won't. But thank you, my wife, for putting up with me for all these years so far. All right, I'm going to keep it brief. It's not too long. It looks like a lot, but see the big font? It's easier for me to read like that. So as we all get a little older, it's easier to see the letters when they're bigger. So, friends, neighbors, distinguished guests, as we gather to welcome the new year, it is with a profound sense of gratitude and optimism I address you today. As we look back on the year that has passed, I acknowledge both its challenges and its triumphs, as I look forward to the future with anticipation and determination. In our journey together, we have witnessed remarkable transformations. When I became mayor 15 years ago, Morristown was a very different place. While it always has been a wonderful community in which to live, we had our challenges. Downtown businesses were sparse, our municipal finances were tenuous, and our community had stagnated. When I took office, what awaited me was a pile of challenges, but also a foundation of history and the fabric of a wonderful people with a sense of community and responsibility. Since then, we have made tough choices together that have resulted in the wonderful, vibrant town we enjoy today. I am grateful that you have trusted me to lead Morristown, and I hope that your faith in me will continue and our town continues in its future. Over the last year, we've had a dozen new businesses join our community and thrive, including Kirschenbaum Bakery, Ship Morristown, Rumble Boxing, Sweet Green, just to name a few. We also witnessed the grand opening, the re-grand opening of the Dublin Pub, a Morristown staple for over 50 years. I am proud that so many business owners continue to choose our town to find success. Pioneers Plaza has been revitalized with activities occurring throughout the year to complement the restaurants now flank this remarkable space. Masseria Italian Steakhouse at the Hyatt is also joined in an area to welcoming guests from across the region. And today, this is very important that the council recognizes this, as today KPMG announced that they are relocating their New Jersey offices to Morristown. Now, the reason why I put that in there is twofold. I'm excited to welcome to our community for next year. That means 2 of the big 4. And when I say that 2 of the big 4, these are international accounting firms that will now call home Morristown. 2 of the big, all over the world, 2 of the biggest out of the 4 are now in downtown Morristown. That really says something about our community. All of this investment is a testament to the hard work done over the last several years to restore health to our business district and reflects the continued attractiveness of our humble town, employees and residents alike. This year, we will continue to work with our development partners to revitalize North Park Place. As many of you know, it has remained followed far too long. This project will continue to be a priority for my administration until this vital part of our downtown is brought back to life. The mixed-use project proposed by the development team of TAG and Cannon Hill will be the crown jewel of the area, and I am excited to work with them to bring this important project to fruition. While development has been an important catalyst to our success, it is not our only priority. While I'm excited to welcome all the new activity in our community, we are cognizant of ongoing concerns about the traffic in town. That's why we recently hired additional police officers to begin staffing a dedicated traffic division to focus on traffic enforcement in our downtown. They will supplement our already remarkable police force in supporting quality of life issues throughout the town. As much as all of us, this new activity adds to the vibrancy of our downtown, I am sensitive to the frustration that our residents experience at times, especially during peak periods, and this plan will help mitigate those issues. Business and investment activities thrive because Morristown is a wonderful place not only to work, but to live. That's why last year, Fortune magazine named Morristown number 9 of the 50th best places to live for families in the country. As we move forward, I want to assure you, the residents of Morristown, that my commitment to your well-being remains steadfast. We will continue to prioritize initiatives that enhance your quality of life. For instance, this spring, we will complete renovations for the bathrooms at Lidgerwood and Burnham Parks. Additionally, we will continue drainage and roadway improvements throughout our town. Whether it's park improvements like the new path at Bud Street Playground, initiatives for our seniors such as Operation Blue Angel, or expanding recreation programs like offering indoor swim lessons at our high school, which I'm sure our council president and spouse are very happy about that. They're both swimmers. I am dedicated to ensuring that our town services enhance the lives of all our residents. We must remain dedicated to fostering a community that supports and protects its most vulnerable members. Programs like Operation Blue Angel offer an additional layer of support to our seniors and homebound residents while facing a crisis so that our public safety personnel can get to them faster. Community police initiatives like the one from our HEART initiative demonstrates that our police services are comprehensive and compassionate. This spring, our police bureau is excited to launch. Now, I want to get this right. So, Pastor, come here for a second. I don't want to say this wrong because this is a very important program. And I don't know if anybody else in New Jersey is doing it. I know we're going to be doing it. I think it came out of San Antonio, Texas.
Unidos program.
That's a community engagement initiative designed for Spanish-speaking residents. This goal of this program is to foster open communication between our bilingual officers and the community, ensuring that everyone feels comfortable speaking with our officers in their own language and feel safe in their neighborhoods. Since we were talking about the police, I want to take a second to acknowledge the talented and experienced personnel who serve our community. I will stop there briefly and want to recognize our Chief of Police, Darnell Richardson, who's sitting in the back. If you stand up, just to give everybody a notice who you are. Morristown police were instrumental in significant international bank fraud and money laundering case. In October, TD Bank pleaded guilty and paid a large fine admitting major federal violations that contributed to criminal money laundering operation. That case would not have been successful without the stellar work of the Morristown Detective Bureau. Thank you to them and to all the men and women in blue for their hard work and dedication to keep our community safe. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize our fire chief, Robert Flanagan, and what our fire department brings to our community. Stand up, they can see who you are. Thanks, Chief. As your mayor, I am honored to continue to lead this remarkable community. As I bring my remarks to a close, let's consider what Mother Teresa said. None of us, including me, ever do great things, but we can all do small things with great love, and together we can do something wonderful. This wonderful town is shaped by each one of you. As we welcome the new year, let us embrace the spirit of collective strength and unity, knowing that our combined efforts will lead us to even greater heights. May this new year bring us closer together, strengthen our bonds, and inspire us to face the future with courage and unwavering determination. And that pretty much brings my brief remarks to a close. You get the longer one at the budget address. That kind of brings everything to a thing. But I want to take a second before I turn this back over to the council president. One, I want to recognize the work that the council does day in and day out, how well they work together, how well they work for the community, how they debate, how they look at things that happen in our community, and they take votes that they believe are the best for our community. And they're to be recognized for their hard work and their dedication to serve all of you. And to please give them a round of applause. It's really important. I also want to recognize a few more people. And first, let me start with my town attorney, David Mancello, who's been now with us for a couple of years. It's his legal leadership that keeps us out of trouble. And we appreciate everything he brings to the table. So we want to thank him. I also want to thank our CFO, Frank Mason, who's in the back. Frank, stand up, say hello. And our engineer, are the guys, the nuts and bolts of what gets done in this town, Anthony DeVizio. Anthony, would you stand up? Our town engineer. Now, I always say, and Jen Waring's in the back, but she doesn't actually work it's for the town, but I want to recognize her as the executive director of the Morristown Partnership, Jen Waring. So I always say this to the end. Like I said, my comments are brief tonight. You'll get all the stuff that we're going to be doing in a couple of months that are coming up for the next year. Two things I want to say. One, pay attention over the next few weeks because some announcements will be made, and hopefully you'll be happy of what's coming down the pike for next year. Second is I want to recognize Jillian Barrick. I've said it 9 times since you've been here 9 years. I think we have the best business administrator in the state of New Jersey. She's quiet, but steadfast, extremely bright, and very dedicated to the town of Morristown and to the people who live here, everyone that lives here. I watch her work day in and day out. My success, our success as a governing body and as a mayor would not be complete or even half of what it is today if it was not for her leadership. And if you ever go into her office, you'll see why, because on her desk it says, "Girl Boss." And really, honestly, she is the best thing that has ever happened to me for the time I'm being mayor. Is my success has a lot to do with what she's put forward, and we are truly grateful for her leadership and for her dedication and for her unwavering hours in the evening trying to figure out the budget in our community, which is never easy. Because it's a tough town to do a budget. And remember, we're the county seat, and I'm not saying this because one of the top commissioners are here, but it's important to understand, and I try to tell as many people as we can, listen, we're a nonprofit town. All the nonprofits are here, state, county, the churches, the hospital, so we don't get as much tax dollars as I wish we could. So we're always having to try to figure out how to do it. And that's one of the reasons why we've had some great investment in our community and keeps us above water. And we will continue to do that as long as I'm at this helm and we have the support of the governing body. I hope to be here for a little bit longer. Like I said, watch for the announcement, it's coming. Thank you, God bless Morristown.
Well, while people are exiting, I'd like to just take a moment to publicly thank our town clerk, Margot Kay. Margot is always behind the scenes, keeping us on task, keeping us on time. She's always just a phone call, an email, a text away, but she really does a lot to support the council, and I just want to publicly thank her for that. You're welcome.
Thank you, Margot.
Okay. You gonna call? You want me to call the council?
I'd like to get started on that.
Okay.
Okay, so for the year 2025, we do have a number of board and commission vacancies and appointments. I do want to announce before we get started, for number 8, the Water Authority, I just want to make sure the council is aware that Ms. Pilipchuk did pull her application. It is in the file for future consideration, but her application will not be considered this evening, okay? Alrighty, with that, I would ask for a nomination for an upcoming vacancy for a Parking Authority Commissioner for a 5-year term ending 12/31/29.
I'd like to nominate Joe LaBosa Jr.
Where were you? Okay, are there any other nominations?
We have 3, right?
Yeah, but we can vote on them separately.
Okay.
Okay, on the nomination of Mr. Lebozo to serve as a commissioner on the Parking Authority.
For discussion?
For discussion.
Yes. I actually don't support this application. I know Joe, I like what they're doing in town with his dad. I did talk with Joe. I had an extensive conversation with him. He lives in Madison, New Jersey. Let me give you some history here. We had problems in the past where we had out-of-towners taking commission and authority positions. And it was the policy, it was developed as a policy for the town that we would only nominate people and bring people that are in town, take the talent from town. There's a couple of reasons why we want to do that. One, the way you develop us, the way you develop the mayor, the way you develop other leaders in town is through your committees, is through your authorities. Okay? This is where people start. This is where people can get involved. There's 2 positions open tonight. I have no objection to the other candidate for the second position. But this one I do, because I think that we worked hard, because we did have out-of-towners on commissions and authorities in the past. They proved to be a problem. Okay? There's different interests. We, the town, we guarantee these bonds. We're financially responsible for the parking authority. Okay? I don't think people from out of town should be voting on those issues. We've got the talent in town. The reason why we have 2 openings is because Linda Stamato, we had to resign suddenly because she had an opportunity for a residence somewhere else. It was a good opportunity, so she had to leave suddenly. I usually pound the pavement to get people, and I think a lot of the people that we have put on these authorities in the past, on these commissions in the past, they have brought the town's interests first, and they also are the potential people that are going to grow in this town. And I think we have to diversify these boards somewhat, too. And I think diversifying from within the town is very, very important. I did not pound the pavement for parking authority, because again, Linda was suddenly, usually it takes a few months, and usually we talk to people, we interview the people. So I think we should not go back. I think we should find people in town that live in town and give them the opportunity to serve their town, give them the opportunity to see what public service is all about so they can grow in public service in our town.
Any comments from anybody else?
So what I know is that he has business in town.
Right.
Okay. What is the name of the business?
He owns multiple properties on South Street.
Owns properties countywide.
Yeah, townwide.
And for Mr. Minchello, it's not conflict that for the parking authority that somebody from out of town be,
From a legal standpoint, there's no prohibition on a non-resident holding a position with the parking authority. It may be a concern for individual council members, but there's no legal prohibition.
Steve?
Just to build on what Bob's saying, not to reiterate everything, but I got my start on the Environmental Commission. Moved on to the Zoning Board, and he's absolutely right. These commissions, these boards are where you really cut your teeth and learn about how the town operates. And I agree, that someone on these boards should be from in town.
Okay.
Okay, I will take a vote now on the appointment of Mr. Lebozo as a commissioner of the Morristown Parking Authority. Councilwoman Foster.
Abstain?
Councilman Iannacone.
No.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Abstain.
Councilman Polypchuk.
No.
Councilman Russo.
Yes?
Councilman Silva.
I will abstain.
And Council President Umbriak.
What was the vote?
We have 3 abstentions, 2 noes, 1 yes.
So my vote doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I was having a side
We
conversation.
have 3
My
abstains.
apologies.
So I have 3 abstains, 2
Two
noes,
noes.
and a yes.
Motion fails.
We still have a vote.
What?
We still
I
have a
haven't
vote.
voted, but my vote.
Doesn't, yeah, it's failed. Yeah,
You can Okay.
abstain.
it's failed.
Abstain.
Okay. Sorry, that's my first time.
Okay, that's my first time. First time for
Okay.
everything.
Alrighty, so we do have the 5-term commissioner position expiring 12/31/29. Commissioner Tai has expressed interest in reappointment for that 5-year term. We also have Mr. Garibian, who then can be considered for one of 2 unexpired terms, Mr. Rogers' term and Ms. D'Amato's term.
Does the mayor have an appointment on the parking authority? You don't. Okay, I'll nominate Dick Tye, please.
You want to give me it?
Well, not you, but appointment. I thought maybe, I always thought
No.
Dick might have been your appointment. So I'll nominate Dick Tye.
I'll second Dick Tye.
Okay. On the reappointment of Mr. Tai for the 5-year term on the Morristown Parking Authority, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Excellent. Commissioner Tai is hereby reappointed. The second term that's up for consideration is an unexpired term,
Yep.
expiring 12/31/2028.
I'd like to nominate Chris Garibian.
Second.
Any other nominations? Okay. On the appointment of Mr. Garibian to the Morristown Parking Authority to an unexpired term expiring December 31st, 2028, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Garibian is hereby appointed. I will advertise the open position for another 30 days and see if we can get some more candidates.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
On to the zoning board. We have 3 positions opening with 3 people interested in reappointment. The first one is a regular member, a 4-year term ending 12/31/2028. Do I have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Tom Ferrara.
I'll second.
Any others? Okay, on the appointment of Mr. Ferraro, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Ferraro is hereby reappointed. I would ask for a nomination for a regular member for a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2028.
I'd like to nominate Scott Wild.
Second.
Any others? I'll close the nominations. On the, excuse me, on the appointment of Mr. Wild as a regular member to the Zoning Board of Adjustment to a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2028, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Wild is hereby reappointed. Finally, I would ask for a nomination for an alternate member to the ZBA for a 2-year term ending December 31st, 2026.
I'd like to nominate Nancy Helterman.
I'll second.
Second.
Any others? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Ms. Helterman as an alternate to the Zoning Board of Adjustment, 2-year term ending 12/31/26, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ms. Helterman is hereby reappointed. Excuse me, on the rent leveling board, there is a vacancy for a Class B landlord. We have 1 member seeking reappointment to a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2027.
I'd like to nominate Mark DeMathis.
Second.
Any other nominations? I will close the nominations. On the appointment of Mr. DeMathis to his reappointment to the rent leveling board, Councilwoman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay.
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk.
Yes.
Councilman Russo.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Umbreak.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. DeMathis is hereby reappointed. Finally, we have an upcoming vacancy on the Water Authority. Mr. Huber is seeking reappointment. I would open the nominations for an appointment to the Water Authority, a 5-year term ending January 31st, 2030.
I'd like to nominate Max Huber.
Second?
Any other nominations? I'll close the nominations. On the reappointment of Mr. Huber to the Water Authority, Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Anacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Abstain.
Councilman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Huber is hereby reappointed.
All right, we'll move forward to the council liaison appointments. I had conversations with everybody on council. We're going to keep everything as is, as it was last year in 2024. For the Parking Authority, Pastor Silva will be the council liaison. For the Housing Authority, Councilwoman Tina Lindsay. We will not have a liaison for the Environmental Commission. Steve Polypchuk, Councilman Steve Polypchuk will remain as the council liaison for the Morristown Partnership. Councilman Chris Russo will maintain his position as liaison for the Planning Board. And for the Community Development Revenue Sharing Advisory Committee, I will appoint myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we don't have any ordinances for introduction in this meeting, but we do have 4 resolutions up for adoption. Would members of council like to pull any for separate consideration? I would ask for a motion to adopt resolution numbers 1 through 4.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
On the adoption of resolution numbers R-1 2024 through R-4 2024, Councilman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Anacone?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lindsay?
Yes.
Councilman Polypchuk?
Yes.
Councilman Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
And Council President Umbreak?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Council President, prior to public comment, could I ask for a 5-minute recess?
Sure.
Stand and handle some business. Pastor Silva, if you could join me. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes. We just
Okay.
we need a motion.
We'll take a 5-minute, I'll make a motion to have a 5-minute recess.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
All right, 5-minute recess.
To this meeting, right?
Yeah, before public comment. Hello, Bill. How are you? Yes. Yeah,
I will correct that for the
yes,
record.
it
Thank you. Oh, my God.
7 o'clock. Yeah, it was the first thing that we did. Yeah, that's okay. I'm sure you could probably pull pictures from the recording. Is that